empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
And the B is building a sustainable future for African technology.
They get big discounts with the promotion, but that's what I have programs all about, and I hope you can stop by this year and some studios. Communities across Africa connect and share any other opportunities that come up.
We are going to have to track it. Right up in the sky, I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town.
We are building out for homestead and chocolate.
All around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are the heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah.
Most of the time, when they don't come out for the team concept, systems are very, very good. You can't check for me in like 2-3 days.
So, quickly, this is a very, very valuable and one is just a simple thing.
Right to the ranks and also become members of society that will actually contribute to our development.
Those in this money to be storytelling.
2019, Washington Finance Award, recent information in 2003.
Questions that we ask, that we should very, they want us to be like consistent
It's not going to answer. I'm just making sure.
For Ghana, I'm trying to work for having activated now.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is
They developed an app that helps to retrieve a lot of information from the other.
So we are a team called Gilbert, and we said an e-commerce site for garbage distributors and our team.
trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
Who is not part of any of the global community?
And the B is building a sustainable future for African technology.
We get big discounts with the loyalty, but that's what the program is all about, and I hope you can stop by within a year. And since 2 years ago, communities across Africa connect and share any other opportunities that come up.
Alright up in the sky, I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town,
We are building Untitled Chapter.
all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Rise to the ranks and also become members of society that will actually contribute to our development.
In 2019, approximately Finance Award with recent information in 2003. I will make it sure.
Touchdown from
For Ghana, I'm trying to work for personality.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is the
They developed an app that helps to retrieve lots of information from the other.
So we are a team called Gilbert, and we created an e-commerce site for garbage distributors and our team.
trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Yes. Yeah, good evening. Let me see how it's working here. Yeah, good evening. Okay. So I think last 2 weeks, yeah, me both still on Facebook share. Let me share what's happening so far within the software industry with so if we're about to pursue career in tech. So basically, program bomb running is for me. I will be fancy this more about software technology and actually the core here Juma within the software industry. So I'll be running most of the program much of but be 2 weeks time. We go run the programs about that. And see, I think through that Minneapolis Kurakote was software technology and the first within that industry. Until today, it won't be ongoing more of technical program like we can say technical programmer, something that you do more with technology. On go for that side in it. I'm go the civil software technology which on any industry ni eba industry ni atimbo korako fa so ko won either take school and I chair some programs but korako prepare ma ekoye adwuma within the industry. Any topic is just about overview of software technology and its industry. So a bit mbache ebia panche wumi ache bia today and me kura befem Oliver Mensa with the seshi bakunku be bache fio but me go school kawo bakunku tie primary yeah go DC for JHS1 go JHS2 yeah go first Xavier Preparatory School. After Xavier, yeah, I go Sebes, and after Sebes, me Machesi, I'm going computer science. And through that, me national service or Agbenova from Agbenova, that was 2018. Then 2019, me in the company we have a developed Juma for 1 year. Then after that 1 year, me joining another tech company called Future 500. And that's where Kabom ye Juma the moment in yearly Future 500. Juma bom ye poti pile software development. Until me build the software for the company, then that's how the whole thing works. Until be a project you're connected on anything at the moment, I think Facebook will be the necessary platform. But you mean the free coding community either on Facebook, you connect me with Oliver Mensa, LinkedIn, Oliver Mensa, Twitter and GitHub, Oliver Mensa Dev, Faso de Mania Press, Ebrakuna, any GitHub may be away cooling yearly. Any session about you're running, well, the whole thing about your is little bit about what software technology is about, and in Cabo Craco is software technology. A Juma work here in the software industry. Programs mobile Craco customer boy be a software developer, and actually one a Tiwajuma and a Bujo company within the software industry. There are so many programs who about Craco pursue that dream. And in case you happen to consider programming as your career, I'm going to share some few tips about Craco Bukoma. Be a software engineer or software developer, but now say but you are a software developer, which platform build the app for the can platform, and when it we do that session I'm going to share what platform is and what apps you can build for those kind of platforms. So if you once you can solve platform name, next thing we the technologies but we use for build those app on it. For example, if you build the app for web app, technology benefits you to not build those web application. You have build the app for mobile technology benefits you to never build the mobile technology those mobile apps. The next one too after say a platform and what technology or chases your own you are ready to about build the apps ni. Think of one go for a team being able I think of so called build those kind of technologies app using any of the technologies or platforms you've chosen. Then once they be the basics of building apps that's not it all. Still take time next to you about pursue the career deeper now. Maybe Oscar some money in gym maybe a good pay from a company money at the other. Including general expertise but we learn as into one maybe that strongly technically that strong in technical areas young will become which can refer to a good salary. Maybe most of the small companies, then you continue working for them. Until that will be the whole session for today. And I hope to run this within 1 hour 30 minutes. Say a daily question a Kurakobisa at the end of the whole session. Until at the end of the session, just the question I just comment in comment box in the section. I'll reply to all your questions over there. So if you can software technology, basically, able to say, in the whole software industry, is more about building software, right? See, if I build the software, at least company in the war as the individual, still more development methods. Development methods need to check. I think Benia so ye panche faso e build the app new. E when that development method ni ya, then you say in your programming language. Programming language ni che so two no ma work la could you with the computer and my for build the app on the panche say a building. Nti ɛhene ne yɛfrɛ programming languages. After knowing those programming languages, that's not it all. It's in your tools, but that support the development of the software. Nti, for example, if I build an app, an Android app, ABI, what's the development method? ABI, if I use OOP method, right? And in your programming language. Programming language is a Java and a Kotlin. You can build the Android application. Doing that, we change your tools, but we support to make or build the whole Android app. You could use either the Android Studio, right? So that's a whole sum when it comes to software technology. Until more development methods and more programming language and more tools in it. From there, you can go ahead to build your software. And yeah, I build the software and created the whole software is going to run within the industry, right? It does not just, it's not just a, if I say it's not just a software, there are whole kind of policies and all these kind of things around software before building. NABR, this company has an issue with its privacy, and the sign issues related to Facebook privacy and all this kind of stuff. So there are all these kind of policies be able to set table in order for you to run your your app. Into within the software industry, the software industry was the whole thing about one producer all about producing software for consumers, right? 1 minute or share may reply to some people be more. They want to get access to the stream, so let me see what they're asking. Yeah, into within the software industry, is more about a produce software for consumers. Nti Apple build the software for consumers. The consumers nearly nyamba be issue apps ne. Nti me personally issue WhatsApp you a consumer of the software. So one build that software name che issue like Bobby they saw WhatsApp app name because it's owned by Facebook. So Facebook is like within the software industry, right? And able in that perspective. So what are some of the software industries or firms that we have? It is either local software industry or international software industry. Into international are those are apps it runs internationally. Most often they are mostly accessible in like globally. For example, is Amazon company, they have like AWS software, but Krakow is build the app and it's accessible over the globe. Facebook is a company and they have like the Facebook Messenger, they have the WhatsApp, they have the Instagram, they have the Facebook app itself. Into here creating Facebook itself is a company. Google is a company. Google a build a software like Google Chrome, Google Search, Google Photos. There are so many apps, but Google is the running. And most of these apps, Ghana, I'm going to access to it more. Japan, I'm going to access to those kind of technologies and Google. That serves my purpose within that area. Microsoft is also a global company, but they have global solutions available for everyone but around the world. Uber too it's a global kind of international company. But Ira is a like is the Uber platform, either Uber Pay or Uber let's say Uber food or for booking for a friends a ride and all these. Um but local will be just like a company that are not really international, like it's not available to her, just some small region the yes the that application. For example, like Mfama, I would say Mfama is a local firm. Mfama, if it's one of the Ghanaian companies, but they are really doing well in terms of healthcare. So if you really need, you can research or just search a little bit about Mfama, what they are doing, and in case maybe first you work there or something, you can, I mean, go in through the process and work for them or something. AgroInnova, yeah, it's one of the agri-tech companies who kind of what they're also helping with software related to agri-tech, agri-siding. Then we have B Systems. So B Systems is also one of the software companies in Ghana here that also doing amazing job. Nti software technology is all about building software and making sure that they are available in the industry or around the world for everyone to use. So areas beneath Equal is to software applications. One area that you can use is healthcare. The healthcare, like a hospital, like most hospitals have software, but the far there's a it helps in all diagnosing and all these kind of ABI application that helps delivery or a person within the healthcare. Yep, I tell you, yeah, you must sub patient. There are many softwares, but I say, or within that industry. But agriculture, there are so many software available in the agriculture sector. For example, like AgriNova, there is a software called Aquatakra for poultry farmers to manage the whole chain within the poultry farming. Called the first Farmer Line. Farmer Line has also agri-tech software that helps farmers, right? About communication, I think everyone like knows WhatsApp. We use it to communicate with people. So those are softwares available within the communication area. We have education. So now, in case about COVID now one, I think that most of us, most students in the branch, more online or virtual education. Virtual education, you get access to, you use a platform like maybe schooling, what a platform, but schooling, be more useful, more say more far, if I say, of our students in use book like bear assignment submission lecture or change access without you being in the classroom but still access to all the content in book. That's one use or one of the areas that software can be used. Aerospace, so a core a first aerospace area, but that's aeroplane side the money at the adena. We use software in those kind of areas, controlling how let's say the control system of all the plane at the adena. They are all mostly run using our softwares. So these are some of the areas that you can really apply software solutions. And now eco finance career idea was cascasing because I'm around go issue you crack issue mobile money eco to be clear, all right? A crack issue a slight pay, crack a crack to be clear, crack to online now you make payments, right? All this software that's helping you to, I mean, do all this at ease. First it be a hang around go first can be a send bank and code the line all these kind of process the profit packers and a base car. But now with the software that has come you can just on your phone power let you be a cry your payment in JBI say why it's so easy. In many areas in India, software runs in different kind of areas. Uh, but my boy healthcare, agriculture, education, communication, aerospace, finance, so many areas. But so software is a bit useful. But these the few one of my boy case anti. A crack on here some areas, but near software very very relevant. Now I could comment it in the comment section. I'll have access to them. So what you can see is that almost every part of our life in software is being controlled by software, right? Software is running everything that's happening around us. until you have to really take advantage of what we have at the moment. So you either being either chair born about industry about build the software need and actually about the company but man build the software, right? Into any some of the advantages in is being presented to we humans that we have to really take advantage of. So yeah, so what I can say is software is eating the world, and you have to take advantage. We go play this short video. The video will consider some things like now in graphic papers, images, but printiwa, first printers, books, but all these within some short time, including will be a computers, right? The hero is around us can now be computerized, right? Through software, everything can now be computerized. Into we have to really take advantage of what is being presented to us, right? Yeah. So once again, software is hitting the world. We say it could take advantage of whatever that is being presented to us. Um, so now, but first, what software is about, first industry, but you will know, first, Jimbo software, individually, because whatever the industry is, many years ago running that industry, right? And many running industry, that is they need to kind of have a career within the software industry or software technology. The having careers we just have to know say career being you are too technical. We can technical at least or one a issue one build the app yeah table so even a non-technical nature when you are build the app but you have some first contribution to your platform become as build the entire application. Then there's a research part of it into the research near like nearby, but sometimes they spend time trying to know what's happening within the software industry. Then they make proposal on what are some of the new tools and technologies available. But software developers could make it. They could take advantage and say, by far build the software for global use. Until some of the non-technical rules, non-technical already my students but non-technical no CTO. The program manager or project manager. To become program manager and a project manager basically like if you find company about build the app like WhatsApp, right? Ma base I think but one a confession you was still the scope of the project in it. So like I think but we fast building my app is successful. And that's what the project program manager or the project manager is about. You have to when you say and at the time the whole flow of development then you present that to the engineers to build, right? So you are the one managing the entire kind of flow of the development of the application. Then you have technical writers. The technical writers nearly let's say no if I phone for example and check what of most of the time be more manual on the things you can use with it, right? Nti I think maybe we could be such a going set the SIM card and all these kind of things. But I should be a manual name to work on a working Ghana table now I will play it as the way or shares be you. Into one example, as a technical writer, and for example, if you work as a technical writer in a software company, what you might be able to one actual like step by step approach on how either a software can be built or how a software can be used, right? Into those are some of the rules, some of the things that technical writer can do within the software industry. There are so many of them. There are graphic designers, and graphic designers they are modernizing into maybe something like UI UX designs and all these. Most of these are non-technical roles, but I could pursue in the industry. We have HR related roles, so mostly HR are people, the human side of things. If I like those who manage the financial of the company, the secretaries, the CEOs, and all these kind of people, they are the HR kind of related roles. Into all these people are really, really relevant in the industry. Everyone has their role to play to make things happen. Then near our technical rules. In technical rules, nearly people know actually be come be build the app na ankasa. Awi. Until one of those guys, the programmers, meow be build the app na ankasa like software engineers or developers or program if I take programmers, right? So many say be build your but a title on the sometimes no or it's much confusing can be in some way because company be is software developers, company be is software engineer, someone will just call himself a programmer, but all these people on the bed match be build the software engineer, five better programmers. You have data scientist, the data analyst, the data engineer. Many more any app be able to building some information be your app number, it will be really, really relevant. For example, um, and yeah, Facebook, right? Most people use Facebook, right? And Facebook number use soon a Facebook so every hour if you post to atade, yeah, on your gym power, most time but I like it in that DNA. You are kind of generating some information in gym but one say a crow. Until what the company will do is they will analyze they will analyze it the information about unity about what refers to information about about one they will just analyze the information that they get to know the kind of things you like and because they also have to make money, right? So one of the things is to run adverts, so they will run adverts based on the things that you like. Those adverts then call more personalized for you as the individual. So if I go to Facebook and I like dancing kind of content, yeah, they will analyze it and produce. I will have more dancing content on my feed, right? Nti ebi a ɛkɔ Facebook na ba send some pictures bi mu a that is ndi mbɔ wɔ yɛ blend yɛ ba na ɛsɛ o opa na ana wɔne ngye nso ayɛ kuro nti send it so ngye ne ɛsɛ yɛfɛ mo na enya those kind of information more. Through that they are also making their money. Yeah. They have cloud engineers. This is one of the new field boy in the industry. First, now you born about app on here, it manage service, more service no war, but your rule money bo, swimming bo best be manage in team you more. Benedict and companies, billboard, maybe one company yes, manage those kind of relation to you don't have to what you check or subscribe to that platform, then they will make sure that you have whatever you need to run your app. So that's some of the new field by wow. Then research goes research near already mean ganche. So many ani there's a sorry. So many ani most of the time best spend the time being what's happening and what could be the new thing to happen in the industry, right? Until Benny, mostly they are not like developing tools to be used public to be used on like a lot. Their consumers is not be a miniable is what's happening. Yes is just do research and help the company to know what's happening and the things that they can use to build software that becomes good for global or specific kind of people use. Until you have research software engineers, research software engineers in it, they are mostly like they build the software but they don't really build for they have their own kind of users. Until for example, called Microsoft, maybe a research software engineer role. Most of these people they have to take school park when you like a PhD and all these kind of educational level. Krana Ahura pursue that career because yours is more about researching about technologies, programming languages, and making sure that people get access to what is what's about to happen and what they can take advantage of. Then you have the research scientists. They are like research software engineers now, but the research scientists mostly most being they will look at the engineers in team that you start as a research software engineer, then you just progress into research scientist. And most of those are some of the top paying guys in the industry and kasa. Yeah, and because I careers but I could pursue in the software industry right now. But also what we have in Ghana here, right? In Jimbo or Ghana Wabo. because I'm swimming for ABR Sehifue and mostly it's Sehi or Ganawa. Nti epanche yin cheni or say you or ti available my able you Ganawa at the moment in na era is you have take advantage. Nti either as a software developer ne, an entrepreneur entrepreneur ne. Nti you can software developer but ABI one a juma na say a juma company na company at your credit and actually you obo everyone new consulting firm bi bo e adwuma e ko bo papa bi na say afa anya o salary and na we ska kan fat form ibele entrepreneurs nearly miniabo be software company right be bet company you then ba fa man go adwuma ma say ba ye adwuma ma be but lucky for us there are programs bo Ghana obo okra ka wo okra ka me na yin create software developers and create software entrepreneurs and I'll make like this slide can make some of the programs available. You could take advantage of them now. Era se kayo. Into one coding schools. Coding schools be remember my baby software developers. Be my baby software developer and Kasa Ghana. One of them is code train. Have code training. The coach it's like you become part of the schooling. They train you to become either Android developer, iOS developer, mobile developer, any kind of developer you want to become. Code train will help you to become one of them. Then you have the Blossom Academy. There, I think I made a mention of the first data science, data analysis, and engineering. Blossom Academy is one of the schools between Minyama be acquire that kind of career. Developer in book, there be training be software developers, but I need to purposely from last year into the best year a best software developer. You can go through developer in book. They have awesome programs that they can train you to become a software developer engineer. And other one is a Slonko Academy. Slonko Academy is more of like NGO kind of program, but Kamambo is a very software, a graphic software developer, graphic designer, and the price any kind of career path you pursue in the software industry, they will help you to achieve that. That's about the coding schools. Then other things, apart from coding schools, hubs. I will explain what the hub is. Then incubators and some institutions, but Bebuka. The hub nearly is kind of Babuchi as a the best say Nikabo Bebuka Mambo Bepanchibia one at your company is your software development. Anything they are related to technology, most of the hubs and the support in Ghana here. And incubators near JB, one branch software, the first branch software entrepreneur, branch to a company. So be call for batitio, mambe so betty company. How the later and be quite most capra so a crack company, launch company. Then they will take some share in the company. Yeah, so. We have institutions. Some institutions can be colleges, universities that are also in Ghana that are also doing amazing stuff when it comes to building people to be developers and entrepreneurs. Some of them, Kumasi Hive and Hyperspace, I build Kumasi into they are more of incubator, they are more of a hub. They are not, I won't say they are institutions, but in all, you can if I better as institution rather. Nti purchase you more about software related stuff like Kumasi Hive, or Kumasi Krakow or Krakow Kumasi Hive or Hyperspace nurse you more about this. About Krawa Bele Ghana Tech Lab, iSpace, MEST. MEST Benny is more about 1 year program to be train your man one a buy the first software entrepreneur. Nti be train your more about a bat your company, na high mambo message. But Bob Koma is a build the company. Babuka, a lot of companies or Ghana, Babuka, a lot of people want by software entrepreneurs. And my first company, my national service name, they were at Mest Ble. And the next company, Bombay, they were also at Mest. And I think, say, so 1 year be a university, and mostly be take you some boy a tertiary institution because it's they want to know say be at least you are more resilient to go through that program. I mean, because there might be of some hardship and all these kind of students, you go through all this kind of stuff. Until they want to know that at least you have those kind of qualities, but course make that program. So if I buy a software entrepreneur, you can go through the MEST program. It's Meltwater Entrepreneurial School of Technology. Koni Okobukoma one a crack go achieve will go as a software entrepreneur. And it's really amazing too. For me, yeah, maybe a university or a rule in life in Unsubo at least I'll recommend this one for you. And at least Okobukoma a cool new perspective about life, especially the wars happening around the world, and how you can also take advantage of all these programs now and build yourself. Then Cosmos Innovation Center is more of like MES program now, but this one is for agricultural purposes. Into like AgroInnova went through let's say Cosmos Innovation Center, and later there were main years a day I was working for me, but Cosmo Innovation Center here between so because it's agriculture related niti between them program near say or so. Then apart from Jeko coding school house incubators in Eko Yen and creating at the end in eba industry now because eba field in by your money. Into eba field in by your sometimes it's kind of difficult stuff. It depends how you might see this, but for me, I feel like you need support from people. You need support from community for you to be able to build up whatever you want to do. In the community, like mostly like-minded people, like software developers, we all agree that okay, this is the kind of goal that you want to achieve in the next 2 or 5 years. So, what are the things that we can do to make sure say you get to that level? Yeah, table. Until we as well yen kubun na say you have running like ye group and most of the group most of the communities until about Facebook developer circles is one of the communities, right? And the Facebook developer circles and what they help developers to learn about software technologies. Until every run a conference, every workshop, all these Facebook will give us resources or support. Now I say your fire building, your fire run that workshop on it. Another one is from we have programs from Google like the Google developer groups. If you're a software developer, you can go through that program. You can be part of the Google developer groups and the Google developer student for students but we can be software developers. So in your school, student but I'm already you say if I your school before you school you are going to work as a software developer and all of you start learning together and building yourself. By the time you school you already have the skills to work pursue war career. When the time when I was schooling, that was some of the things that I was doing, but really on Rabo Kampa because from then I was able to learn more about technologies and get to know what some of the technologies and careers go pursue. You see, I was schooling at the moment either or tech they have Google developer students and I know some of the guys were running. So we just be part of that group next year. Colleague on Belebie, Google developer student. Ashesi we have and first, I think we read about or something, Cape Coast or something. Investor of education, yeah, Winneba schooling. I think the Belebie, yes. I think the Kumasi branch in it, yeah. Then Cape Coast, yeah, they have the Google developer student. It's your professor, investor of Cape Coast. If it's a investor of Cape Coast, try as much as possible, be part of those students and also learn. And aside that, we have the Google African Developer Scholarship Program. Into this one, it's a funded program of Google Chia CRE. Che yo miniabo on prache emosua software technology bo mo fi Africa ni. Yeah, ni company jeje Pura site. In Pura site ni the platform we face technology related stuff. Nti e prache web development through the scholarship in the funded web development content become more free for like 1 year. Then almost like near like 2,000. But more create emotion. Then it's at the end of the year, the crowd could on the skills and that's a factor and word. And they went through this program, but at least they are working as software developers in Ghana, and at least they are making like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 thereabout, which at least is good, right? So say you school. Now, if I tell you a software developer, you can go through some of these programs to help you. And if I tell a diverted from your current job, maybe a current job, or then do your create. Now, if I tell you a diverted, at least in your good money, I think some of these programs in crack up because crack up you those kind of dreams in Bobo, if I tell you one. So all these they are all user groups, they are all meetups and conferences. Into say ABR, for example, at the moment around one user group called the DDD Africa community. Into DDD Africa, it's more of like one specialized area boy creating. Yes, yeah, creating. Into for example, it's Android developer, Android user group, but most only rated Android content. That's iOS developer, iOS only rated content, right? And at the end, I'm meetups, like I'm run conferences. Conferences be a bigger version of the meetup. Maybe a meetup me up 20 be almost but conference me up 500,000. What's happening within the industry together. So now, what I've said so far, and I think JBA, you have really understood what the software industry is about, careers, but career, but pursue programs, but build yourself within the industry. Now, are you ready? Are you yes, you want to pursue programming? Into the rest of the content in Bombashian is related to someone, but why you having a potty check or Bessia, say software, or can become a programmer, or can become or buy a software developer. So content near share case align. You having to buy a software by programming. Your main job in the build the apps for computers. Like computers are not just like laptop, it's a desktop. Your phone is a computer, embedded systems. Like anything, but at least be a CPU, like and call running could process the app by work or building, but it's a computer basically. So you can any app work or building, but either the app is running on a laptop, desktop, mobile phones, embedded systems. All these we say they are computers. So before I could build the app you have to choose the platform you want to build the app for. Or still platform web and build the app for purposely. For example, a mobile developer, that is, you are building for mobile apps only. So that's the way, but what echo until you have to pursue that way. If I build it for web, that is app, but before check run it through browser, that's the web apps, and then it was that's the platform but one you choose, so you have to go that way. So after a platform web build the app for him. The next thing I could choose programming language. Programming language I think and computer could do the programming language. Programming language be like programming a pain, bamboo or bravo or but based on platform book could choose the platform will help you to choose a programming language book. A fact or build it, they can create apps and web and building. Then after professor war so we build a platform and what language in it. That's the tools around it. Then maybe you want to pursue career in programming, right? And some of the career that you can pursue, you start from somewhere. Mostly like code Daniel or someone, but or you gym like it's capable boy 1 2 1 2 be able yes, the app is running. Then you progress to a programmer, then you become a developer, a software engineer. That's how you go through the industry. Then you can become a data scientist. Data scientist already in the change you data mbo ko generate on your app ne or say be analyze data ne na be unsibo be correct ko be fake ko make profit for the company na be ko the comma wo eco philip eco good use of the app ne. That's where the data scientists come in. So after those are the like here I'm going to career book could pursue at a low level. It doesn't need like huge amount of investment. Maybe a career, maybe I could spend a lot of money on it to become no. Hini ekrako is a role for free. All you need is a laptop. What you need is a laptop. All you need is a internet connection. What you need is content like put aside content, Udemy content, someone who can mentor you to grow in the industry. This one is very cheap way to go, right? But there are other ways, but that's really expensive, and I don't want to share about those kind of stuff with anyone at the moment because I know that at the moment in it might you might even complete senior high school and you don't know what you want to do. But with all these kind of pattern, I think it's easier way for someone who is even senior high schooler can pursue a dropout or investigator who doesn't even know what to do in the next thing. These are things that can help you to rebuild yourself and make meaningful life for yourself and the people around you. So after that, you have to also grow yourself in the industry. And grow yourself in the industry, it requires more of you, your personal motivation. Like in Chebo one or say or guide your man industry. That will be like the driver. In Chebo ko push your man or is a good tiki advance a grow yourself or build yourself in the industry. Then after building yourself and getting all the goodies and your stuff, I think says give back to community. So giving back to community, I would say it's more about sharing the knowledge, like what I'm doing right now. The first helping people to know better stuff. It's just help. That's it. Right. So young now uh, uh, at the moment young a software by software industry as a developer, data science, and all this. Because still platform or build the app for. I mean, and some of the platform nearly the web. Into any app but access it through the web browser. I think you have to. I'm doing more of talking, so I have to do some demonstration for someone to really understand what is the web and what is not the web. Into, for example, at the moment, in particular, me access Facebook. Me but Facebook, me access Facebook through a Chrome. This is a Chrome browser. And it's a more case line. And you top why you do or it's a Chrome. This is a Chrome browser. The Chrome browser is a software, like it's a browser and it's a software. So apparently access any app or in be able to software apparently accessible. Access it through a browser name. It's called web app. Into the web is itself is a platform where you build app for, right? And for example, you have a mobile application, and the mobile app is mostly accessed through phones, right? So let's say, let me switch on this one. Like so. So mobile apps, you access it through, you access the app through a mobile application. Yeah, I tell you so. Into through mobile application, you'll be able to access your app. Through mobile application, you'll be able to access the app that you have. So for example, I have an I have I want to connect my Android app here. Let me see. So oh shit, I haven't connected it. Until maybe I check me access WhatsApp, right? And WhatsApp on but maybe access Nisana me access it through a mobile app. Until for example, bache, my phone ni. If I check, this is the phone at the moment. Yes. So if you want to access a mobile app, let's say WhatsApp, you go, you select this the WhatsApp, you just select WhatsApp. If you want to select LinkedIn, this is a mobile app, you select it. So all these apps run on mobile platform, and it becomes like so any app or equal access it through mobile platforms. So they are called mobile apps. Into the mobile platform, you can build an app for the mobile platform, and those apps are called mobile apps. I think I have made myself clear here. So the mobile device is one platform that you can build app for. Um, so mobile devices, you have iOS and Android at the moment. Those are the leading platforms at the moment. So any Android phone, you build app for Android phone, you build app for iOS phones. That's the iPhones. Then you have embedded and IoT systems. So embedded systems, they are mostly like small devices, but it helps you to do a connection over the internet, right? So, for example, some IoT device, it can help you to even turn off your phone, turn off the light off without even going to the switch, right? All this, you program it, and it can allow you to determine the temperature in your rooms. So they are just tiny, like computers that allows you to build up on those kind of platforms to achieve the goal that you want. So, for example, if you're a cocoa farm and you want to really know the humidity or the temperature within the farm, just to make sure that if there are some disease, some disease be blood based on the temperature, it can bring about swelling. What if it kuku no bankyɛ ko bi ɛtɛ state bia na kuku no wayɛ tum those kind of everything and yɛrɛ mama no and your feature is mostly on the humidity right nti kura ko programming in a way that IoT device can um, measure or get to know that exact temperature and send you alert over your phone nti at that time mobile anytime but alert no ba na apɛ ɛkɔ spray wɔ farms ni. Yeah, and that's some way that you can even use IoT devices and embedded systems in agriculture. Then most of the times in the desktop app, into desktop app, your app ball is just running on your laptop. So, for example, let's say Google Word or let me say Google Word, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel. Those you just access them through the on the desktop Nankasa. So maybe it's Microsoft Excel. Yes. This Excel app just runs on your FSA, your laptop now. So this is a desktop application that you can use. So now you know what the desktop is, what the desktop platform is that you can build app for. And there are many more like the crowd platform, like instead of you managing already managing you you service but manage you. But now companies like Amazon, Google, build the cloud solutions but one as a you just leverage on it, you pay for some subscription, then they manage everything for you, so you don't have to manage all this yourself. So you can build apps for those kind of platforms. Then you can build for command lines. Mostly all these are like clone jobs and things that you can build your app for. So I won't go deep into those aspects. I'll just talk about the web and the mobile because I think that's the basic one that like anyone can just get an app and running app for those kind of platforms. So a web already you can build a web app and you can build Android app. So now that you know the platform you can build apps for, yeah, share technologies. Let's look at some of the technologies that you can use in building those apps. So technology for building the web. So web ni most of the times in the front end, I will talk about the front end part in it. Then we have the back end, and the back end sometimes the data that you use in it equal to equal save data and table anytime nearby whatever that you have is still relevant. You still have it on the app, you still have it on the app, and you can still make use of this data. And those data have to be stored in the database. Nti yɛfa Facebook yɛyɛ example for the meantime. So I'll go to Facebook. So when I come to Facebook right now, yeah, I've seen some nice lady who are posting picture. I will tell you, Iduma Victoria Mensa, right? You some card be a nice one, but surrounded. And we have commenting and all this. I hear for the front end here, like the visuals about your app. And then yes, front end technologies allow you to do that. And some of them near like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Of technology that you can use to build those like let's say the front end. That's the front end part. Then until I upload the picture I'm uploading in she or if you phone so yeah or say or forward to Facebook, right? But you won't how can I take just my picture then upload on Facebook and the picture is now stored on Facebook until Chemi ma deleting it. Even if we could delete the picture and still is sometimes we don't completely delete the image, right? It's still over there. So I think Benia so yeah, Facebook behra benya wo behra picture na fact of them why yeah something about last anytime be a best kunya. That's where the backend and the database technologies comes in. So let me go to the presentation mode. And see, front end, I talk about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, but there are frameworks and libraries, but they become a human essay, or easier as a front end developer. Into the front end developer, what you design those UIs in a farm say my app on it. Into technologies, libraries on any frameworks in it. I'll just talk a little bit about it. Because framework, yeah, like basically like HTML, CSS, and sometimes like build my mania or it's kind of difficult, small, right? Into a be more trans developers like myself, but transit you instead you yeah, it take that need like uh the mama for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript near pay. Yeah, build it in table crack or boka, if you more ticky one spec fast without your JavaScript. When libraries and frameworks comes in, into React, Angular, Vue.js, all libraries and frameworks that helps you to build your front end in it. And instead of using just HTML, CSS, they help you with building with HTML, CSS way. But Belbon by Yenchibi Ababoma Monti, a crack nice designs, but price of crack of become macro build it happening. Your whole back end into back end, in fact, you will get any upload the picture, nice one. So picture ni bi obla picture mo ko fa ko to for na picture ni ti heavy pan into at least what be image process what be say but see the size of the picture necessary table ma server no ko running faster the ben back end technology says be ben ti ben be ko take the image ni but process that image ni ma ko a little bit lighter then they store it on their service, right? And that server like there can be a database server that has a link to where the picture have been saved. Until that database of course save all data anytime they have one that data is available to be used. Until it's about our image you want to go anytime we have one, the image is still there because it's been saved. That's how database technologies comes in. Until without the reference, even going to the database, take it the backend technologies near, like you take that image in boy and you put a crap core stream that image in more core lighter, and that's where backend technologies can be like PHP, Go, it take JavaScript near available backend to like Node.js and Python. Python you can have Python can also be used for the backend processing, the backend development. Into all this in it, or book or build your the backend of the application. Then say when I'm catch you, you frameworks but build the framework for something very easy and they the same thing for backend technologies, right? And that's where a PHP side there's something like Laravel. You see, instead of a build day from scratch up, a scratch and now a your tuning, a probably when your app name, the backend technology like Laravel, which is for the PHP developers, you just take that and help you to build your app very easier. Um, Go is one of the backend technologies, and they have a framework like Gin. JavaScript is also a backend, and they help like some of the frameworks like Express is there to help you. Python, you can use something like Django, right, to build your backend technologies. So I'm just naming some of the technologies available that you can use, but we are not going to use it right now to build those kind of applications at the moment. You just have to know that at least you can, yeah, at least I know how Facebook is making things happen, right? So it's not like a magic happening, like what's a magic? You know that there's a front end somewhere, there's a back end somewhere, there's a database somewhere, and that's what they are all leveraging on to build the technology. That's it simple. Into your set table, so no magic happening. So database, already now I have described a little bit of database technologies. Until it take any picture and na mekania the image in but part to reference the image is Facebook has stored that image in it, but anytime they are lady in bape or picture and like come out. Yeah, I think there are some database technologies that they are using, and depending on what company is mostly is by company choice. Say yeah, you want to go with a relational database or reference a non-relational database. Until I think that even some people who did accounting in investing, but most people base with SQL, right? The SQL into relational database is more of like columns and rules, way work, record store, what data. We are not going deeper into build a technology example of apps near then you get to know that deeper, right? So you can use my non-relational database like that's you call them no SQL, right? And it is MongoDB. I will help you to build your database technologies. So now that you know about the web, let's go to the mobile. Into mobile platforms, the native, you have the Android and the iOS. Into Android, it take what Android phone not run on let's say the same app but same but then it has to be built differently, right? And there are tools but Android, how should I be for iOS? So let's go. If you are building platform technologies like Java, Kotlin, they will come back build that app on it. So it take everyone just build the app for Android users take Java and Kotlin to do that. You can just use Java to build, you can just use Kotlin, right? Any of them work for you. And Android, that's iOS, that's iPhone users. It's iPhone iPhone apps symbol running soon and creating Praco use Swift or Objective C to build any of those apps. So sometimes as a developer or the company, build the app now, you have to take into refer some cost and all this because as a company, you want to make profits and you want to deliver the platform, the app faster to the market. Until sometimes sending because I can build the app, let's say WhatsApp more like it's like WhatsApp for Android users, we have WhatsApp for iOS users, right? So in that case, saying you're Android developer, but build it for Android and I senior iOS developer but build it for iOS. So in that case, senior multiple developers building for different platforms. But a crack tiki, maybe a one platform but build it that runs on iOS and Android at the same time. That's where cross-platform comes in. The cross-platforms example is Flutter. You can use Flutter to build app for both Android and iOS at the same time. The same code in the will run on that. Just that sometimes the UIs widget those platforms in some native kind of UI being blending. Yeah, it'll be a functionality no work on, but most developers but building a way to you what runs well on Android can run very well on iOS. Example of them, Flutter, Ionic. I've tried Ionic some time ago when I was doing mobile development. Kotlin multi-platforms is also there that can help you to achieve building for both Android and iOS. And React Native. So there are so many tools. So you just have to know, if I'm building app for mobile platform, either Android and iOS, should I go natively or should I go using cross-platform? And mostly, I say, all born here a low company there, you have the choice to make. But sometimes the company will have the super kind of decision to make so that you developers go with whatever that they have, the decision will be. And yes, young technologies, young platforms. Now it's time for you to really build an app for any platform that you have. And you just have to know either you are building for the web, you are building for mobile at the moment now. How will you go about it? One, watching my device but code new. Device in code was I mean like maybe a laptop and a desktop. Nkabo ya juma kasani. Yeah, obtain so device in it. Into either computer to do that. And now LSI ebia esua de na ele laptop a yeah, on share hindrance mo. Ebia e purchase esua so build the app or nyame ebia nyes ka to laptop akra ko use mobile phone. Akra ko sua so build the apps nyame adu na nyes ka na to or laptop then you start professionally. But at the moment na yeah ngwala want to be I think online tools no kobuko. And once you're in your laptop, ever start your Juman, you have to set up the laptop to work. And what are the things that you need to set up to build your app? Code nakasan. Bile tools be editors. Editors for example, let me show you some editors here. VS Code. So I have some code here. This is okay. So this is an editor, right? Editor is just provide you some ways but code just for a little. Build the app in this edit. It doesn't a lot of tools. For example, IDE name a lot of tools but build the app completely. Right? And for example, I plan to build the app for Android. Ochinya 2 run Android app no bre. Support to refresh a camera or support to battery and all these kind of things. And then integrated development kits development environment comes in. Mostly the IDE. IDE example of that is Android Studio. So Android Studio will help you to build your Android app. Xcode will help you to build iOS app, and PHP Storm. So IDE that helps you to do backend development. And your laptop no either editor or integrated IDE on your laptop. But is okay. Now I build it for a specific platform. For example, if I take a backend development, now if I take a build it for PHP, PHP installed. That's where the software development kit comes in. PHP installed on your laptop, PHP run app on the laptop. Tools your laptop most of the times in the school in cabo training because law and here laptop but mostly editor and the software like afa yɛ adwuma. So after that, I was check let's see I build the app na yi or check test the app ne. Nti testing app ne mobile apps ne within your mobile phone. For example, I build a mobile app on your mobile phone mo code filter yes. App about my building your juma kasa before check a for my voice be ko use wo. But if you lay mobile phone na most of the ID in like about Android studio data is more like if I say phone that runs on your computer. So I think I was doing some selected check here. Let me see if it's yeah. So this guy, sorry. Yeah, so this is like a mobile phone at the moment that's running on my laptop. That's not an emulator though. But you can have a similar setup on your laptop that works as a mobile phone to test your apps in it. That's one. So your file web apps, once mobile apps is done, let's take like web app. The web app will help you with testing your like if you have a web app, I think you can test all applications in your web browsers, right? Into web browser like Chrome or Wacky Cyber Safari or Internet Explorers. Those are web browsers that will help you to test your app. For example, so if I build a Facebook app, I build it as an back test it you yes, Facebook number my building. Well yeah, Juma said yeah, 1 minute. Charlie. Yeah, so Facebook no wɔ yɛ adwuma hyɛ bɔ bɛpɛ sɛ ɛprankyɛ enya pɛpɛɛpɛ nti ɛba ɛwa ne a ebi abukyɛ this is your Facebook yes ɛprankyɛ bi a ɛkyɛngyi bɛpɛ sɛ button ne mɔkɔ nkabɔ emojis mɔ ɛprankyɛ ɔfa ba engine fan a ɛbi odi yasɛn ɛba test kyɛ yes wawa engine fan no nkyɛ yes the thing is working. Into blending Kunyao, the web browser at a testing tool for you to test your app on it. The next one, when you've tested your app, everything is working, you have to deploy it for use, right? Deployment near you. If an app on cutting carbon mania, because access app on member start yes, very sure. The most of the times in mobile apps, if I change your mobile app, Echo Play Store, Android users, Echo Play Store now download the app and I to offer us now issue. So iOS that's iPhone they call App Store now then will do nice apart of phone so nice but first web apps in your server if you your server and cable of app now and your access to your app through the web browser. So this is how you can deploy your apps and some of the servers there are so many servers that you can use but at the moment I'm just talking about like I say, I won't give you much example about those kind of services. But when you get to where you want to deploy applications, you get some of the service. So yeah, now you know the platform you want to build the apps for. You have set up to build your let's say your app. You've deployed and everything. Now you know the entire process of doing that. ABI branch start to equal right code that what are some of the because I've just been talking about it, but I've not given you how you can really get into it to do that, right? And to do that, there are learning platforms but how to write code. Like a branch code in Sibo a tibia button or yes, I do kind of things in increasing it. In Yankabo Kusia in either to school let's say our university has a computer science and IT course, they will teach you to do that. But at least you have to also put in the effort to learn more. So I mostly recommend learning platforms very much, right? The learning platforms and like YouTube channels. There are a lot of YouTube channels where you can learn to code. So maybe you just go to YouTube, and you say uh, learning to build web apps, right? That's web application. If you want to learn to build Me, yeah, search now, like I've seen a whole lot of content about it, right? So YouTube is a good place to, I mean, get content to learn to code, and it's for free. You just all you need is data. So in your data, you'll be able to access nchebiabo one na first you nche free ball or kobukawo. All you need or money. If you are ready to change or you change your career or even pursue all this, it's just need YouTube, internet. You have your computer, do your searches, whatever comes, and start from somewhere, build something. You are just learning, right? That's the goal. So you have a Udemy. Once you have maybe sometimes you want more structured content, right? More structured content is like che you school bile curriculum board school na design che bia yeah mathematics you could see a set crying aye say ebia algebra. Nti that thing is really structured, and that's where courses come in. And so if you want to get a course, maybe you can go to some of the Udemy. Udemy is a platform where on-demand learning platform but when a crack or course but as a person if you practice your web development by Udemy, then you start to search for web development, right? You get some content, you just some are free content, some are paid. So this one is a paid content. That's web development bootcamp. So they will train you about web development, and it's costing almost $13, $13 to pay for this, right? And some are free. Free. If you have free content, that's good. But if you don't get free content, you pay for it on Udemy at I think $13, which is like if like 800 CDs. Yeah, you can manage with this to learn more about it. And I mean, you pay for something that's really, really relevant and something that's going to add more value to you. So it's okay to pay for this, right? And if you don't want to pay, mostly they are free courses that can also help you. But let's go back to our slide. And you have Prayer Site and Orally. So Prayer Site is also one of the platforms that will help you when it comes to learning. But for Prayer Site, instead of paying, when it comes the difference between when the friends saying Udemy and Prayer Site, the Prayer Site is you pay for a year subscription. So 1 year you pay like $300, right? You could see $300 for 1 year or something. So it's you saw $300 for 1 year, which is like 15,500 or let's say 1,008 or something. That is the whole 1 year and access to that content. And one thing about Pure Site too, they also run free programs, right? Into your crack that ABR, you follow them, then CBR they're running free courses. You can come on the platform and take those free courses. So that's one of the learning platforms that you can also use. So I've talked about Pura Site, I've talked about Udemy. Uh, Orally, I use Orally too for learning. And it's also like on pay, it's just like Pura Site now, but when I've forgotten how much. Okay, this is also monthly subscriptions, and you can pay $30 or something for monthly subscriptions. So you pay for the month and you access the courses that you need, and it's also good. But now, I won't recommend paying for content at the moment. Uh, you are starting, maybe you'll be I mean, you are struggling to even get something, then you have to come and spend like 800 CDs on this. It's something else. So what you can do is go to YouTube, take some free content and learn, right? And you can also be part of communities, and some of the communities are helpful, like Google developer groups. Until we university, I've already talked about this. Search for some of the Google developer communities in your school, join them, learn together, and you are going to get access to free content, which maybe you should have paid for, but this is going to be free. Like Facebook, I've talked about Facebook developer circles. And one thing I also say is you either learning from platforms and joining communities, you need to follow people who are really, really thoughtful in the communities. When it comes to thoughtful tech leaders in Ghana, there are some of them like them Kumoji, Francis Ade, all these people, and they are really helping. And you can follow them on social media. I think most of them are really active on Twitter, right? So if you want to come in this field, maybe you need to have your Twitter account. Once you have a Twitter account, look at he's saying amazing stuff. So you can follow them on Twitter to learn more about what he's sharing on tech related stuff. There is Francis Ade, Francis Ade too, Adai too. It's also one of the thoughtful leaders you also follow in Ghana here. He's amazing developer, and follow him to get off for I'm saying awesome content, right? Into one thing is just be active and follow people who are building software solutions. And these are people mostly I look up to in Ghana here, and people who have really, really grown in the industry and helping people to become relevant. Until if you want to really be part of the tech stuff, start learning from YouTube for free, pay for courses on Udemy, be part of communities, Facebook developer communities, um, Django girls. Their plan is there's you have many of them in Ghana that you can follow. So I won't really main bother with all these kind of user groups, but what I will tell you about is spend some time to learn from here. Once once but okay with let's say learning alone or sitting down to learn, you can therefore join communities and learn. Okay. Nti nyame adom sɛ ɔbɔ ɛma wo discipline yourself to you patch sua code in here. YouTube has a lot of free content you can use. You can buy courses on YouTube, Udemy. At least kind of course just look for free content on Udemy. And sometimes plural sites also provide they provide a free content but ɛkɔ access na ɛsɛ ayusu hɔ. Nti mostly I'll be updating the page in my creative right now with content that will help you guys to pursue the career, and maybe also visiting schools in Serbia once in a while to talk more about the career that you can perform, you can pursue in tech, and some of the things that can help you to also become a techie. Yeah. So that will be for the resources for now. Apart from the resources that I've made mention of, what's next is if you are willing to change and pursue career in tech, is I've seen people who were medical, was it medical assistant? No, medical assistant, yeah. Now will be a medical assistant, will be University of Health and Allied Science in Ho, but he's working as a software developer now. His point in is operating a flexible time for himself to grow and do his stuff. That's why he changed his career. And he's making good money. So you can be a medical doctor, you want to change career, fine. You can be a teacher, you want to become a professor, a software developer, it's fine. I know someone who also completed teacher training college, and he is working as software developer right now. Until professor, you can change it. It's one of the field that you can easily come into without you having maybe a computer science degree or IT kind of courses. But here, the willingness to learn and be part of the industry. So yeah, if you want to follow, if you want to really and if you say come into tech, the reason why Bombing created that page in is to talk more about tech, so that people who have even completed senior high school but business can go university, you can quickly become a software developer, get money, and maybe you can go to school or do whatever I want to do, right? So I'll be sharing more content on that page for those kind of people. So follow the page. The page is, great page in purposely for that. So just follow the page and you get to know whatever I'll share over there. The next one is say school. I'll advise you. Yes, I have to stress on this. You can pursue computer science or IT course. Let me share a little bit about it. So, never me in high school, and I didn't know about computer science. I didn't know about any IT stuff. Though I basically ICT was school, but and a school na nyame admin good grades are all grade into camera. They are telling you they like go to medical school, go to this those kind of stuff, and then sometimes in 1 year question yourself say, oh yeah, I want to become a nurse, a medical doctor, those kind of stuff. A question yourself say plan check all those kind of programs in it, chebo a successful career and a scar because at the end it is car here. Most of the times if in tea. Most of the time you plan check what chebo could scar fast. But one thing I've known is yeah, tech is well paying job. Yeah, it's skawun ankasa nti epra che bia make it faster. Charlie, take time to first pursue course in IT. Spend the time next year. Nyame adom nche biara farmer che bia kwese brako ye in the industry nti our young ones but be more high school but more apply to universities in it. Try as much as possible to be a computer science or IT related course to come and pursue. A quarter acquirer really just be active and join people who are willing to become great software engineers, be part of those circle and push yourself into be a yeah, maybe you high in one plan some way. A university, a Juma Sema Basa, Miss Siminiabo, they were not even in tech, but at the moment, Bango School, Bango University, Bango and Computer Science, Bango and IT, right? But at the moment, in the boot camp, the boot camp nearly training Chebia, because you are tech related stuff for 6 months. In Chekosia, by 6 months, in the code training you, a kunya skills symbol stay in 9, nice after a pursue career. Until let me share this story here. There's this lady. I fact. Let me see. What did I? Oh, okay. I'll come back to this later on. So there was this lady, but no planche or yeah. I think you want to study accounting or university, right? But no planche or buy software developer, no, because of Juma same thing, no Juma after high school, after university. Into Oho booting program. Yeah, I think it's here. It's silver, the Instagram, yes. I think it's on Instagram. It's silver. Yes. Yeah. So she or for that program maybe as a person so him will be training by a data scientist. I mean, Ben be more 6 month training and a 3 months training. So we could cost transform yourself. So you might either be undergraduate or graduate, but you be new man. They could train you. Now when could change your career. If you want to really come into this field, yeah, it's easier. You just have to. I mean, you can contact me on the page and I'll respond to you. Then we get to know how best you can pursue that. And the bootcamp is there for you. And there are people, but they will question bench, they don't really need guidance, right? So what do you one translate a content like self-taught. So those are self-taught developer. Always no your guide the work. I build your career in that. Then mostly you have to attend tech-related programs. So if you attend tech-related programs, and chebo one akwako minia build industry every day no a pursue your career. So yes, this will be for today. And say be a questioner, bisa ask me the question, then I will answer you Yes. Apesiwo career. So yes, this will be for today. And say be a questioner. Rakobisa ask me the question, then I will answer you. Yes. Okay. Apesiwo career. So yes, this will be for today. And say be a questioner. Rakobisa ask me the question, then I will answer you. Yes. So, without anything, I'll end here for today. Anything that you want to ask me, please ask on the page and I'll respond to you. Okay? Bye bye.